Hello, guys, welcome back to Pink Pearl Tarot, and today I will be doing a reading on Chloe Bailey and why her music is not sticking with the general public. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it now. But before I start with my tarot cards, I want to speak a little bit about her recent song "Boy Bye," and a little bit about the past couple of singles and her album and all that type of stuff that's came out, and what it has to do with her natal chart, her birth chart, and the planets that are transitioning into the houses in her transit chart. So first I want to talk about her Saturn in second house. So she has a natal Saturn in second house, and Saturn being in the second house can talk about you, because Saturn is karmic. You have to learning lessons about money, beauty, fashion, property, possessions, values, your self-esteem, and your insecurities, right? So I don't know what planet. I don't know if Saturn. I don't know which planet Saturn is transitioning in one of her houses. I have to go back and look at our chart to see where Saturn is transitioning to, because she is kind of close to her Saturn returns. I think she's 25 years old. And I want to also talk about Saturn ruling over pop music. Saturn does rule over pop music. Also, Saturn rules over industry plans and things that are uncreative, bland, boring, dry, and more so materialistic, focus on like fame and success and money and materialism, right? So also Saturn rules over the patriarchy, and it rules over like powerful systems like executives, record labels, things of that nature, right? So what's also Saturn rules over time. So when it comes to Saturn being in her natal second house, this is someone who over time could transition into pop, because I noticed that her recent song "Boy Bye" was kind of had like a pop sound to it. And again, the majority of her audience, her quote unquote audience, is not enjoying it. They don't really like it. They don't really feel it. Then you got like maybe a smaller of majority of people who do like it. And I was on a recent video and they were talking about her recent song "Boy Bye," and I looked at some comments, and I didn't look at the music video, but someone did say that I did look at like a thumbnail and a couple of short clips of it, and she was wearing her real hair and stuff like that. And that's like Saturn in the second house. Saturn also rules over minimalism. It takes away things, it limits things, and it restricts things. So her having Saturn in her second house of money, art, aesthetics, materialism, self-esteem, beauty, over time she could start to transition to a pop sound, something more laid back like "Boy Bye." her aesthetic can become more minimalistic. We kind of saw a little bit of that with her wearing her real hair in the music video. Yeah, she could start like her aesthetic can kind of like become more minimalistic. Like same thing with like Ariana Grande, who also has Saturn in her second house and her in her natal chart, and she also has transit Saturn transitioning in her second house. So this is why for like a little bit, like for a while now, we have seen Ariana Grande have this minimalistic aesthetic for a while. So yeah, I just kind of want to talk about that a little bit because I find that quite interesting. Um huh. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why Chloe Bailey's music doesn't stick with the public, what's the issue, what's the problem, and what's the solution. So, Spirit, why does Chloe Bailey's music not stick with the public? Why is her music doesn't stick with the public? Why? Okay, so we have Pioneer and Child Divine. So the deck I'm using is Caroline Mist archetype cards. So the first card we got is Pioneer, and it came out upright. So, which talks about doing passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. And then we have Child Divine, which talks about innocence, purity, and redemption, and suggests a special connection with the divine. So, yeah. Why? Then we have Exorcist that came out upright, which talks about freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Then we have King, which talks about enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge. Then we have Addict in reverse. This talks about compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addiction pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So maybe it's also because of they see that Chloe compromised her integrity and her morals and her honesty. Because the way she kind of came out was very like hypersexual, and people were saying she was doing too much and things of that nature. And I kind of want to speak briefly about that because a lot of people blame Beyonce. But intuitively, I feel like that, well, I'm gonna explain that in a bit. To be really honest with you, I feel like that Chloe wanted to come out that way because she thought that it would get her more attention and more success and more fame, because she kept trying to appeal to the male gaze and her male audience, which really doesn't work in the long run. Also, with Chloe Bailey having Aquarius in her 12th house of self-sabotage, the self-undoing dreams, illusions, past lives, secret enemies, and Aquarius is another fame placement, and it talks about going viral, shock, unexpectedness, rebellion, innovation, and futurism. And I feel like Aquarius being in Chloe's 12th house was really her self undoing. I feel like Chloe's rebellious attitude and not wanting to listen to advice, meaningful and good advice, was her self undoing. I feel like, rebellious behavior and rebelling is how she can get in her own way. And the next cards we have are deception. So the fact that people don't really stick to Chloe's music or like her music has something to do with deception, keeping secrets, lying, gaslighting, and manipulation, and blaming. So they blame Beyonce, but what Spirit is saying is that it's not Beyonce's fault. What the cards are saying is that Chloe wanted to be hypersexual because she thought it was going to make her really, really successful. And plus, people that are not on Beyonce's team or her camp, she was listening to a lot of other people that were influencing her to act that way as well. And also in her natal chart, she has Jupiter in the first house, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion, foreign travel, publications. It's the planet of expensiveness, and Jupiter is such a huge planet that it can take up space and do too much. And Jupiter being in her first house of the self, in her body, definitely where those remarks of she does too much, and that's pretty much why, because Jupiter in the first house. And the next card we have is Martyr in reverse. Addiction to self-pity. So sorry guys, the phone is ringing, but I'm not gonna pick it up. So let's just continue. Addiction to self-pity. So maybe Chloe may have some sort of addiction to self-pity. I definitely am picking up that Chloe kind of went against Beyonce's wishes. I definitely do feel like Beyonce and her team had both of Chloe's and Halle's images and career already planned out for them, and how things were gonna go with them in regards to their reputation and their image and career. It was supposed to be a lot more wholesome, but Chloe went against that. She didn't want to do that. And felt like it was her right, but the way she went about things was, ultimately sabotaged her in the long run. And a lot of people, again, I'm going to say it, a lot of people like to blame Beyonce, but I'm picking up from Spirit that it was not Beyonce's fault that Chloe's career went the way it did. And I feel like that is due to Beyonce's Libra stellium. So she has her Venus, Mercury, in her Saturn, and Pluto in Libra, and all that Libra and Beyonce's chart can make her a very passive person. So she's not really aggressive. She's not really like, oh, I'm gonna control you, I'm gonna make you do this. I really feel like intuitively I'm picking up from Spirit is that Beyonce kind of said, okay, Chloe, you're just okay, you can do, if you want to do that, go do that. But the thing is, me and Parkwood or whomever will not have our names behind it. We will not be supporting that, because again, you're not listening to our guidance and our good advice. So when you fail, and fall flat on your face, please do not come begging us for help, because we told you already, you didn't want to listen, and that's that. And I definitely do feel like intuitively that when Beyonce didn't really support what Chloe was doing and Chloe's behavior and the way she was acting and the music that she was making and all that type of stuff, Chloe felt betrayed. She felt betrayed by Beyonce. But again, like, Chloe thought she was right. She thought she had everything in the bag. So, yeah. Then we have Damsel. So this card talks about understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. Interesting. Why do people... Okay, so we have something is true. So something is true. I don't know what in regards to. Then we have networker, enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Yep. And also Chloe Bailey has Neptune in her 11th house. So Neptune is another fame placement, but like Neptune rules over glamour, deception, fogginess, illusions. It rules over lack of boundaries, hidden enemies and things of that nature, because Neptune is already a very foggy and deceptive planet, and it's sitting in her 11th house. Again, the 11th house is a fame house. The 11th house represents networking, connections, groups, organizations, friend groups, fans, fandoms, your audience. And so I feel like that there could be a lot of deception and fogginess and illusion surrounding Chloe Bailey's audience. It's like she doesn't know who her audience is. Like, she doesn't really know who her core audience is. And I feel like she can't really see that. Due to that Neptune in her 11th house. Also, Neptune in her 11th house means that she has a lack of boundaries when it comes to her friend groups and when she's networking, and it can be a very confusing and very misconstrued and misinformed social environment. And then also you have her Neptune in Aquarius opposing her Mercury in Leo. So Mercury is the intellect, the mind, your thoughts, your speech, the way you communicate, and it's also your voice, your speaking voice and your singing voice. And with Chloe Bailey's Mercury and Leo, her singing voice can be very extra. She can be very, it's very boastful, it's very prideful, it's very egotistical, it's very loud, because Leo is loud. It's ruled by the lion, because that's their symbol and their animal. And I feel like that excuse me. Okay, so as I was saying, her voice can be very extra, loud, boastful, prideful, and that opposing her Neptune and Aquarius, because Leo is the opposite of Aquarius and Aquarius is the opposite of Leo, that can turn people off, especially with her Neptune sitting in the 11th house. Also, the 11th house is your audience, the general public, and their opinions of you. And so also can represent social media and, stuff like that, and fans and fandoms on social media. And that's what turns people off, is like her singing voice, and how like it kind of changed, because I noticed like when she started her solo career, she started singing more deeper like Beyonce. So that was kind of odd. But yeah, let's continue. Why do people... We have Don Juan, which talks about spotlights your positive seductive qualities. Then we have the prostitute card, which talks about insinuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So this could talk about the fact that a lot of people were bothered with her hypersexuality and her doing too much, and her thinking that was gonna really get her somewhere. Then we have the warrior. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. So I feel like that her audience can be very stoic and very honest about how they feel about her music. Then we have Queen in reverse, which talks about becoming arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. So this could be Chloe's energy, because I noticed when Chloe was talking about how she feels like, people don't appreciate her music now, but she feels like years later down the line, people will appreciate her music. And I feel like that was coming from ego. What she said was really coming from a place of, what I'm doing is right and you guys have to catch up. That's what it really felt like. And again, when she speaks in her communication, it can sound very egotistical. We have the Hermit. Seek solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Okay, we're gonna get 2 more cards from this deck, or 3. Why do people not like Chloe's music? Okay, we have the Hedonist. Inspires creativity and energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. Then we have Slave, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. And then we have Visionary, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Okay, so next deck. To use. Okay, let's use this deck. There's no reason to use this deck. Okay, yeah, this okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna use the other one, the tarot. Bear with me, guys. Okay. No, actually, I'm going to use this one, the Panther Oracle. Alright. So, Spirit, why aren't people clicking with Chloe Bailey's music? Why aren't people clicking with Chloe Bailey's music? Why aren't they clicking with her music? The first card we got is Hesitation, which talks about decision, confusion, and worry. So maybe there's a hesitation to click with her music, and an indecision and feeling confused about whether they like it or not. That's that Neptune energy. She got Neptune in the 11th house, so her critics can be confused on whether they like her music or not. because Neptune rules over confusion as well. Let's see. Commitment. Build binding obstruction and contract. I feel like some of this is weird. I feel like they don't click with her music because of commitment, because it's binding and obstruction and it's confusing. Okay, just gonna move on. Robbery, exploitation, and caution and unfairness. So yeah, they don't click with her music because they feel like that she really exploited herself. Also, this card talks about unfairness. Feeling, or they could feel, you know what, they could feel, oh, I get this commitment card now. This feels like they were really excited and committed to following her solo career, but they feel very disappointed. They feel like they were robbed. Yeah, we have imagination. Also, Neptune rules over imagination. This imagination card talks about variety, fantasy, and the mind. Yeah, they were like really had a whole like, I don't know, like fantasy of how her solo career could go. We have reservation, which talks about desire, worth, and extravagance. I feel like she was doing too much and too egotistical and extravagant. That we have marriage, sweet love, couple, dependency. They feel like, yeah, and this being right up under like the commitment card, like they felt very committed, and then they felt disappointed due to the way she was marketing herself. Then we have goal, purpose, expectation, and destination. Yeah, they had a lot of expectations. Then we have stubbornness in reverse. Stubbornness, the opposite of stubbornness is like being open-minded. So they were pretty open-minded when it came to what they thought her solo career was going to be like and look like. Why aren't people sticking with Chloe Bailey's music? We have self-love and live and learn in reverse. And the opposite of self-love could be only caring about oneself, or the fact that you feel really insecure and you don't love yourself, and the only way you can love yourself is through other people. Then we have live and learn in reverse. They feel like that she didn't learn from her experience, and that she needs training, that they think that she didn't have any training and development or any guidance. But I mean, they are kind of right with this card, but it's because of the fact that she thought that she had a right, which she did have a right to go solo, but the way she went about it was just not it. We have profession, expertise, eminence, and talent. Then we have protest. Yeah, they thought that she could do many things, but I don't know, maybe their illusions were shattered. We have protest, inadequacy, sue, and attention. Okay, how do they feel overall about just not liking her music? Ooh, we have curse, hate, catastrophe, and misfortune. So Again, I low-key feel like Chloe did it to herself. Again, that Aquarius in the 12th house rebelling was just not a good idea. Then we have nightmare, suffering, darkness, persecution. And then we have perseverance, challenge, endurance, and restoration. Okay. Next thing we're going to use is the tarot. So, Spirit. Why her music is not clicking with a lot of people? Why is the music not clicking with her target audience? Why is Chloe Bailey's music not clicking with a lot of people? Why is her music not clicking with a lot of people? We have Ace of Swords. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy. This is Ace of Swords is very blunt, critical. Yeah. New ideas, new plans, intellectual ability, victory, success, mental clarity, clear thinking. Because I feel like a lot of people could not be deceived. They couldn't be deceived. They knew, like, right from the bat. Like, okay, we know what you're trying to do, and it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. We have the King of Cups. Yeah, emotional intelligence. They were emotionally intelligent. Yeah, they could not be fooled. Seven of Swords in reverse. Confessing, coming clean, turning over a new leaf, conscious kicking in, and being smart. Then we have the Three of Wands in reverse. I feel like the reason why her music also doesn't stick with people is because there was a lack of foresight, a lack of guidance, and a lack of planning. You have the Three of Cups in reverse. Overindulgence, gossiping, bitchiness, lack of social life. This could talk about bitchiness, beef, arguments, emotional bitchiness. Temperance. They was like, oh, we not feeling this. We are not feeling this. You need to calm down and stop doing so much. Then we have the Sun card coming out. There was a lack of enthusiasm, sadness, they did have unrealistic expectations, but so did Chloe. And there was a lot of ego involved in conceitedness. Two of Wands. Two past decisions, options, planning, grass is always greener on the other side, immigration, suddenly leaving, deciding to stay or go, waiting, anticipation, restlessness, detachment, withdrawal, and wanderlust. Chloe switched too fast. She switched her image too fast, and she was way too ready to, like, sell sex too fast, and that just did not work. Because she thought, like, because again, going back to what I said earlier, Beyonce was like, Parkwood and Beyonce had everything lined up for these two, for Halle and Chloe. And Chloe didn't want to do it, and she was being rebellious and being hard-headed and not listening, and thought the grass was greener on the other side, which it always is not. Then we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Fear, moving on, stagnation, monotony, accepting your lot. I feel like no matter what Chloe does, no matter what she does, she's still gonna have to make, at some point, she's still gonna have to make a project, with her sister, or she's still under Parkwood. yeah, and I feel like that there's stagnation and not being able to walk away emotionally. And another reason why Chloe's music does not stick with the general public is because of temporary financial hardship, negative change in circumstances, feeling left out in the cold, financial loss, recession, feeling the world is against you, adversity, struggle, hardship, bad luck, homelessness, poverty, unemployment. So this is how Chloe felt. She felt left out in the cold. She felt, like the world was against her. And there was adversity and struggle and hardship and bad luck. Doing what she did brought her bad luck. Yeah. 4 of Wands in reverse. Unhappy community. Yeah, and this 4 of Wands being like fire, because wands represent fire energy, and 4 of Wands being ruled by the throat chakra, that's like speaking, texting, communication, because the throat chakra is ruled by Mercury. So a lot of people were pissed, like why would you do this? Like this obviously is no. Go. And in the end, it made her unsuccessful. This with the 6 of Wands in reverse. 6 of Wands upright usually means a lot of popularity, celebrity status, you winning, you getting opportunities like you really won. And with the 6 of Wands in reverse, like, she didn't, because her music, I feel like also her music is failing. There's failure, there's losing, there's being at a disadvantage, there's disgrace also. Like, I feel like the things that she did with her being extremely hypersexual and all that stuff, it's gonna haunt her for a while. Yeah, 6 of Wands just talks about unpopularity, being under scrutiny, disgraced. Ace of Wands in reverse, and I feel like a lot of people don't really like her music because there's a lot of missed opportunities. They feel like she's wasting her talent and her potential. There's a lack of creativity. Also, this Ace of Wands in reverse can represent copying other people. So I really want to clarify this. In Chloe's early solo career, with those Beyonce comparisons, was she copying Beyonce? I'm going to ask that. But let's continue on as to why Chloe's music does not suit. Okay, we have the Hierophant, which talks to this. The Hierophant represents the industry. But also this could represent how the public, what they wanted from her. I keep hearing traditional R&B, so they really wanted traditional R&B from Chloe. They have the 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork, apprenticeship, learning, studying, growing, hard work, commitment, building on success, collaboration, team. Also, she had way too many singles. Not way too many singles, but it's like, this 3 of Pentacles, even though it's upright, it does feel scattered. And she really thought like what she was doing would lead to achievements and recognition. Then we have the Page of Swords. Page represents like little kid energy, childish energy, childlike energy. Swords is like social media, the mind, intellect, whatnot. There's delayed news, patience, needed ideas, inspiration, planning, vigilance, protective, guarded, and fairness. One who is calculating and unconcerned about the feelings of others. And I feel like she was being mentally immature. Also, this could be mental immaturity from her audience. And a lot of like maybe young people being very critical on how they feel about her music. Let me get 3 more cards. Okay, 2 more cards fell out. Okay, we have Nine of Wands in reverse. This is so her energy. Yeah, and the reason why her music is failing is because she was being too arrogant and too reckless and too hyperactive and overly confident and loud and show off and promising much, like promising a lot but didn't deliver. Like, it just feels that way. 5 of Cups. Feeling sad, sadness, loss, grief, despair, abandonment, guilt, remorse, regret, trauma, mourning, heartbreak. Focusing on the negative, focusing on negative emotions, isolation, and loneliness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she probably feels genuinely hurt, or her audience feels genuinely hurt. This 10 of Swords, this talks about backstabbing, betrayal, enemies, bitching, bad-mouthing, bitterness, doormat, failure, ruin, collapse, and breakdown, exhaustion, inability to cope, curses, rock bottom, hitting a wall, dead end, severing ties, goodbyes, nail in the coffin. Yeah, it did really feel like 10 of Swords, like backstabbing, or this could be her audience like backstabbing and betrayal and enemies and bitching and bad-mouthing. Now, with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, yeah, this is probably Beyonce's energy. I'm not behind this. I don't have any. Beyonce has nothing to do with why Chloe was being extremely hypersexual in her solo career. And this Queen of Pentacles can talk about Chloe's energy, feeling insecure, like there's insecurity, instability, fear, someone who is lazy, suspicious, lacks motivation, feels insecure, and neglects her responsibilities, and doing some shady stuff for money. I will say that with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, what's the overall energy? 6 of Pentacles, generosity, gifts, generosity, charity, donations, money, community assistance, support, employment, sharing, kindness, wealth, prosperity, power, authority, control, investors, giving and receiving, gratitude, being valued, and being well paid. She needs guidance. She needs a lot of guidance. As well as her sister, because her sister rebelled too. Even though she did the Little Mermaid and all the little wholesome, cute stuff. She rebelled. Halle rebelled in her own way. Okay, so last deck is the Yin Yang Oracle. Okay, why do a lot of people dislike Chloe Bailey's music? We have contracts, career, and commitments, but it came up in reverse. Yes, they are not committed. They are not committed to being to sticking on her side. They're not committed. We have Mercury card. Mercury, messages, travel, communication. Yeah, that's social media, comments, speech. The reason why they don't like her, they're closed off and guarded and resistant. They're very closed off to her music. Why do people not like Chloe's music? We have passion and chemistry. They're not passionate about it. Also, they may feel like she's not passionate about it, and there's no passion, there's no chemistry. It's not vibing, it's just not clicking. We have control tactics. Then we have cycles and change and completion, but it's in reverse. No growth, no change. It's the same shit we've been hearing for so long. Then we have facade, beliefs. Yeah, they could see right through her facade. They could see right. Spirit is so funny. You know what I got a vision of? Is that scene in Death Becomes Her when she had the hole in her stomach and the other woman was like, "Can see right through you." Like, yeah, lack. There's a lack in her music. It's lacking something, and there are doubts. Yeah, we have Uranus in reverse. Negative side of Uranus, rebellious, acting like a fool. We have sun, strength, and empowerment. So there is, again, because she thought it would bring her empowerment and fame. Like, what are these girls thinking? Yeah, truth, expression, yeah. And they knew that it was bullshit from the beginning. And that's why they didn't believe in this whole hypersexual, slutty thing that she kept trying to push out, which didn't work. They didn't believe in the facade. Like, this is not who you are. I mean, we can tell. Like, you're, yeah. Then we have guarded vulnerability. Yeah, they are guarded. They are not feeling it at all. Then we have third eye, clarity. Yep. I feel like a lot of people are becoming more intuitive, so they can see behind facades that these artists keep trying to do the same thing with these artists, and people could see right through it. People can see right, well, the majority of people can see right through it. I don't know if everybody can see right through it. We have epiphany, breakthrough. Yeah, they had an epiphany. Like, this is not it. And then we have autumn, harvest in reverse. Okay. Yep. Thoughts, isolating thoughts. Karma, balance, justice, integration, union. That's supposed to. Also, like, that whole thing between her and Gunna was so obviously a PR situation. It was actually kind of funny. Like, that shit was so obviously PR. And again, like, to explain why that situation was PR is because in her chart, in her house cusps, she has Virgo in the 7th house. And Virgo / the 6th house is not a harmonious placement to have in the 7th house. It's really not, because the 6th house / Virgo represents promiscuity, contradicting sexuality. You try to act innocent and pure, but then the next year you're promiscuous and slutty. And Virgo also represents pre-planned things that are like the work environment, your co-workers, your bosses, your routines, and it represents death and illness and disease and clinics. So having that in the 7th house of marriage, relationships, partnerships, business partnerships, other people. The 7th house is also the house of the masses and how they feel about you, why they love you, why they don't love you. Also, the 7th house being ruled by Libra Libra in the 7th house can represent copying. It can represent copying other people's aesthetics. So with that Virgo in the 7th house, guess who who has a Virgo sun? And it's Beyonce. And Beyonce's sun in Virgo is in Chloe Bailey's 7th house. So also, like, Virgo in the 6th house represent like planned situations, and the 7th house, 6th house cups talks about PR relationships and relationships that are planned and premeditated. So yeah, okay. Also, the 7th house talks about contracts and bindings. This card says Ace of Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's like the Ace of Pentacles in this deck. And something about, I know this might sound weird, but like, I'm getting like a vibe where it's really not about the music and it's more so about the money. Yeah, we have Remember, Awakening in reverse, Decisions in reverse, and we have Deception and Temptation. Neptune energy. Thinking that whoever was behind her and having her do this and her doing this thought they were going to deceive people. Yeah, we have Growth, Summer in reverse, and we have Receive and Open. Yeah, she was way too influenced by people. Also, people on social media thinking she was going to be the next Beyonce. People on social media thinking that she was somehow better than Beyonce, which is far from the truth. Yeah, a couple more cards. Oh, before we wrap it up. Okay, we got a lot of cards here. We got Avoidance, Stalemate in reverse. Higher Self, Activation, yeah. Listening to the Lower Self, Rejection, Loss, and Fragmented. Celebration, Gifts, and Abundance, Twin Flames. I don't know what the hell that means. It's coming out. Spy, Watching, Inspecting in reverse. Yeah, Ace of Water, Cancer, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Very mutable, very heavily influenced by other people. Chloe Bailey she's too much in her South Node energy. Your South Node is your comfort zone, what you cling to, your past life influences, what you're familiar with. It's your comfort zone, and she's clinging way to her South Node, which is in Pisces, and her South Node in Pisces conjunct her ascendant. And her North Node, her mission, the energy that she's supposed to be in, is in Virgo, conjuncting her 7th house. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Also, this kind of like tiny little astrological breakdown. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Bye.